Why are you so worried for it? Well, either way, I'm not the one who decided to take the job. I'm the one who decided to take the job. Plus, it's not all bad. There are a couple of perks. Being able to spend time with a pretty girl like you. Dang, got him. She just straight up flames us. Oh god. Yes sir, we are. What's going on YouTube? My name is VitaminDStain. Welcome back to some Cafe Stella. Boobs. Anyways, we're here. We're back. Part 5. Chapter 1. Part 4. Part 3, 4, 5. I don't even know. Boobs. Let's get started. Because I honestly don't have a lot of time today. Like, it's 8:40 and I need to go to bed soon. Morning already? I slowly aroused my body, feeling sluggish. I'd gotten a little too caught up doing research last night, so I didn't get much sleep. My body feels so heavy, especially my neck and shoulders. Maybe I hadn't been sitting in my chair properly. As I lie on my bed, zoning out, I hear movement beyond my door. What's up with you? Nozomi unlocks my door and enters the room. Nothing unusual about that, but she seems a little under the weather. What's wrong? Nah, just had a late night yesterday, so I couldn't sleep normally. Lay off. I was born with this face. Apparently, I look even worse than I feel. Well, dang. Yeah, maybe I will. But before that, I gotta ask. Are you doing okay? You seem a little unhappy. Oh, okay. I forgot to say something. This is very important for me, so listen up. And I have a list of names right here, so give me a sec. I want to shout out a few people. Shout out to Trusty Toast Gamer. She commented. I very appreciate it, man. You have no idea. I really do appreciate it. And that +1 subscriber definitely helps. Also, I wanted to shout out Trainee Player. He has a YouTube channel of his own. I believe the Toasty Gamer has one, so you should check it out. Also, Trainee Player, thank you so much for your nice comment. I very appreciate it. I swear. I'm not being sarcastic, although I am sarcastic 99% of the time. I am not being sarcastic right now, so thank you so much. And Alien. Thank you, Alien. I appreciate the love. Also, I do very much appreciate the love. And also, of course, Lizbeth for always coming back to my videos. See you, Lizbeth. Oh, one more thing. I discovered the auto thing on this game. It's pretty handy. Where is it? Let's see. We're gonna go on auto. Because I get sidetracked very easily and often. So I think it's best if I have that on. Just so I could keep the thing going, you know what I mean? Because I'm an idiot. Auto mode, here we go. What? Nothing wrong with having a bit of fat reserve. It's healthy. Well, in your case, it all goes to your boobs anyways. Wish I had that problem. Well, don't think I can help you there. If I say one wrong thing, you're just gonna accuse me of being creepy again. Sorry, I didn't get enough sleep. I'm gonna go take a shower now. Nice. Boobs. I go into the bathroom and look in the mirror and Nozomi. Oh. Hold on, go back. I go into the bathroom and look in the mirror. Nozomi was right. I look terrible. My skin is pale, my eyes are cloudy like a dead fish, and my mouth hangs open. Even the wrinkles on my face seem more pronounced than usual. I have to admit that zombie is a pretty accurate description. While taking a hot shower helps clear my head a little. After changing into some clean clothes, I look in the mirror again. Some of the zombie features have disappeared, and a bit of color has returned to my cheeks. Good. Alright, time to do my bestest. Okay, maybe my head's still not screwed on straight. A good night's sleep really is important. Facts. I don't be sleeping either.
そういえば、和文のおじさんは
Our old house. Said he wanted to clean up the place and organize his paintings while he's in town. The house my family used to live in has been sitting empty for a while now, so everything's covered in dust. At this point, it's more of a storehouse for my dad's paintings.
朝ごはんはいいのかな
He hasn't messaged me or anything, so I'm sure he's managing fine.
わかった。あ、それから昨日のアルバイトの話なんだけど。
Yeah? So what do your parents say? I hope you're not planning on keeping it a secret from them.
ちゃんと話したってば。お母さんはすぐに認めてくれた。勉強の方をおろそかにしないとは言われたけど。
If you need help studying for a test, I can always tutor you.
バカなこと言ってる割に成績はいいのがムカつく。
Come on, give me a little credit. I study my butt off, I'll have you know. I take school very seriously.
そっか。本当のところは
I rarely hang out with my friends, so I spend most of my time at home studying.
だと思った。
Stop getting me depressed first thing in the morning. Anyway, what did your dad say?
カフェでバイトだなんて嫌だしってなんか一人で騒いでた。お客さんにナンパされそうだとか、働いてる同僚がチャラそうだとか、
Blushing.
一人で顔を真っ赤にしちゃってさ、何を考えてるんだか。いやらしいのはお父さんの方だよ。
Facts. So he said no.
昴生君の名前を出したら最終的には許可してくれたよ。巫女の手伝いも続ける。
Wow, her dad messes with me. That's crazy. You sure you have the energy for 2 jobs?
平気平気。同じ日に両方やることはないから。ただお正月とか繁忙期にはお店の方を休むことになるかもしれないけど。
Well, as long as you let us know beforehand, I'm sure we can accommodate your schedule. I'll talk to my coworkers about it. Let them know if you have any other questions, and I'll pass them on. Thanks for the food, by the way.
お粗末様でした。昴生君、今日は1限目からだっけ
Yeah, only the one, though. I wish I could skip it, but the professor's super strict about attendance. I'm about to head out too, actually. Want to walk part of the way together?
たまにはいいかもね、そういうのも。ね
Well, she seemed to like the idea.
え、昴生君、今日ちょっと寒くない
Well, we are in fall, but I don't think it's that much colder than yesterday.
そっか。
Something wrong?
ちょっと変な気配が。ゾゾ。
Are you sick? If you're not feeling well, you should probably stay home. I can take you back if you want.
多分そういうのじゃないんだけど。
At that moment, something flickers in the corner of my vision. What is it? Oh my god. A butterfly. Oh my god. It's a butterfly. Ah! It's a butterfly. A wondrous butterfly that shines with an otherworldly light. A remnant of a human soul lingering in the world of the living. I don't think I'm hallucinating due to my lack of sleep. Could this be what Nozomi is sensing? And how long has this butterfly been loitering around here? Let me walk you to school anyway. If you start feeling better along the way, I'll let you go. But if you're still not feeling well, we'll do a U-turn and take you right back home.
いいって、昴生君も授業があるんだから、一人で行くってば、無理もしないから。
She's so stubborn. I'm not taking no for an answer. I have a responsibility to look after you since I'm older. I owe that much to your parents. Nozomi's school is in a different direction, but still within walking distance. It'll be a bit of a detour, but not too much of a hassle. Come on, let's go. But as we walk further away from my apartment,
なんか変な気配が消えたかも。歩いてたら体温が上がったのかな。
what is she sensing? Could be. Looks like it was the butterfly after all. This one might have been a result of that miracle, too. Might be worth mentioning the Akizuki-san. After taking Nozomi to school, I head to college. 5 minutes before the start of class, I arrive on campus. I make a beeline towards the lecture hall. With Hiroto. Phew, I made it. Oh, look, it's her! It's our bae! Oh, Shiki-san. Wow, I see how it is. Only this one. I don't know anyone else in our class, so I usually sit on the back. Talk to you later. After giving it some thought, I decided to leave her alone and take my usual seat at the back. Why? I thought we had a crush on her. What? She wants us to sit with her. I just know. Well, you probably wouldn't appreciate me acting all chummy with you, would you? Well, dang. Okay. Well, of course I don't hate you. You're not gonna accuse me of being a creep for sitting next to you, though, are you? You kind of groaned when you saw me. Well, alright then, if you insist. Mind if I sit beside you? We could never win. I'm actually sitting next to a girl in class. I never thought the day would come. My pulse immediately began to quicken. Uh-oh. Huh. She smells kind of good. Is this what all girls smell like? Crap. My thoughts are actually kind of creepy now. Get your mind out of the gutter, you virgin. I pray to God my thoughts haven't been showing on my face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't stand this. I always climb up because I have no idea what the heck to talk about. But that only makes the silence more awkward, which only makes it harder to say anything, let alone open my mouth. I know. You're probably thinking, man, he's boring. Go away if you aren't gonna talk, or get away from me, loser. You think so? Well, I wouldn't want that. I know I need to work on my social skills. If I'm going to be working at a cafe, those will be indispensable. I doubt I have to act as cheers I had to at I doubt I have to act as cheers I had at the pub I worked at. Why are you so worried for? Well, either way, I'm not the one who decided to take the job. I'm the one who decided to take the job. Plus, it's not all bad. There are a couple of perks. Being able to spend time with a pretty girl like you. Dang, got him. She just straight up flames us. Oh god. Of course I'm embarrassed. I just figured most normies regularly compliment girls on their looks. Seriously? Well, there goes that theory. This is all so confusing. I am! Man, Kusa and I are the same. I wouldn't be surprised. I could more or less carry on a normal conversation with Nozomi, no problem. But when I talk to other people similarly, we rarely hit it off the same way. Maybe I should tone down my speech a little, act more natural. Yes! Really? Are you gonna let that go? At that moment, the professor enters the classroom. Our conversation naturally comes to an end as we turn our attention to the front. However, what is it? Only a few minutes after the professor begins the lesson, I feel my concentration starting to slip. Crap, I'm feeling super tired all of a sudden. Shiki-san sitting next to me ought to have me feeling restless, but an irrepressible wave of exhaustion washes over my body. Uh-oh. I struggle to stay awake, but to no avail, and doze off soon after. Yeah, we knocked out. My eyes open just in time to see the professor walk out the door.
おはよ
Did I fall asleep?
う。開始3分ぐらいからぐっすりと。いびきもなかったし、先生は気づいてなかっただろうけど。いや、何も言わなかっただけかな。
Ah, good. I gave my limbs a good stretch.
寝不足？
I was doing some research concerning the cafe, so I stayed up kind of late. After I left yesterday, I stopped by this trendy new cafe with a friend. I noticed a ton of differences between that place and ours, so I went home and did as much research as I could on the subject. I'd like to go into more detail, but sorry, it'll probably have to wait till work. I have plans to meet up with someone after this.
私も次の講義があるから。あとこれ、今日のノート。ないよりはマシでしょ。
Yeah! Huh? Oh, wow, thanks.
じゃあまたお店でね。
Yeah, see you later. This has to be the first time I've ever borrowed notes. I'm usually the one letting people copy mine. Considering that, I feel like my life might finally be starting to change. Well, better stop littering around here. Loitering? Loitering? What does that even mean? I arrive at the place we agree to meet at and take a look around. Guess he's not here yet. Ah, there he is. Looks like he noticed me at the same time. Then he charges over and grabs me by the collar. What's your problem, man? How the heck do you know that?
メッセージが流れてきてるんだよ。すでにちょっとした話題だ。孤高の撃墜王と親しげに話してる男がいるって。ほれ、講義中の写真まで。
He shows me a snapshot of Shiki-san and I sitting together, taken from behind. Wow, I never gave them permission to take my photo.
この程度ではもはや盗撮とは呼ばない世の中になりつつあるから怖いよな。それよりもこれはどういうことだ。なんでいきなり後世なんかと。何があった？
Chill out for a sec, will you?
普通に考えたらお前みたいな童貞を死に集めないするわけ。
Dang, dude. Can't deny that. But you have no room to say crap. You're a virgin too.
いいから。どういうことか教えろ。
Why are you so mad? Well, it's not much of a story. I'm half in disbelief too, believe me. Though it's not like our relationship is anything special, honestly. Just so we're clear, she and I aren't exactly close friends. So don't ask me to hook you two up or something. Speaking of which, did you manage to get in touch with her for me?
姉貴のことか。それが連絡が取れないんだよな。電話しても全然出ない。メッセージも残しておいたけど返信もなくてな。
Oh, speaking of loud families and big homes and loud noises, I'm moving out in a few months, so finally no more loud background noises, so I apologize for that. Hopefully you guys won't have to deal with that when I move out, which I'm sure you won't since, you know, I'm gonna move out and it's only gonna be me. Sorry about that, guys. My sorries. Many sorries.
おかんにも連絡を入れてもらったけど。
Your mom? What a loser. You think she's okay? That's a little concerning.
一応既読はついたから死んではないだろう。物臭な姉だからな。後で連絡するつもりで忘れて
Oh, we're
た
talking
だ
about
け
his
だと
sister, not Natsume. Oops.
けど、おかんがかなり心配しててな。様子を見てこいって言われちまったよ。今から職場の方に様子を見に行くけど、お前も一緒に来るか？
Sure.
にしてもお前、うちの姉貴に何の用だ？
See, I actually found a new job, and the place I'm going to be working at is a cafe.
マジで？お 前がカフェ
Just wait till he finds out we're with Shiki, just as part of the opening staff.
似合わんな。
I feel that. But yeah, I just would ask your sister for advice on our sweets. See if she can give us any pointers, recipes, that sort of thing.
なんでバイトのお前がレシピに首を突っ込んでるんだ？
Well, various reasons. I'll leave it to your imagination.
ま、いいけどさ。
Where does your sister work, by the way? Do we have to take the train?
心配するな。すぐそこのケーキ屋だ。
The store he points to is called Patisserie Surian. It's located right in front of the station, hard to miss. Despite it not even being noon, they're filled with customers. It must be pretty popular. Is that place famous or something?
雑誌に載ったりしたこともあるらしいぞ。姉貴が土産で持って帰ってきたこともあったが、確かにうまかった。本店はここだけど、デパートとか東京の方にも店を出してた気がするな。
Is your sister like the head baker or something?
なわけない。姉貴はあくまで従業員。オーナーがパティシエで、その人が有名なんだとさ。
Still though, if she's a pastry chef at the place, like she must have a hand in making the cake, surely. That's pretty amazing in my opinion. Maybe she's just been too busy with the work to get back to you?
とにかく行くぞ。
いらっしゃいませ。お決まりですか？
すみません。そうじゃなくて、俺、塩山ひろとと言います。塩山鈴音の弟なんですが、姉と話すことはできますか？
For a moment, the entire store, or more accurately, all the employees, freeze in place.
姉と連絡が取れないんです。
Oh my god, did something happen to her?
それは。
今、ここにいますか？
いえ。
Huh?
塩山さんは退職しましたから。
は？退職？辞めたの？仕事を？
はい。ですから私たちには。
そうですか。
もうよろしいでしょうか。他にお客様もいらっしゃいますので。
はい、すみません。
What the heck? You didn't know she quit?
まったく何も聞いてない。多分おかんも知らないはずだ。やめたって。
That doesn't sound good at all.
なんでいつの間に。
Aw. Are you sure she's alright?
ああ、俺もちょっと不安になってきた。
His sister quit her job, chose not to tell her family, and they can't get in contact with her now.
とりあえずおかんに連絡をしておくかな。
Facts.
いやでも
Right now.
先に確認しておいた方が。さっきの店員さん。
先ほどは失礼しました。私もう少しで休憩ですから、ここで待っていてもらえますか？
The employee hands Hiroto a scrap of paper from a notepad.
塩山さんのことでお話ししておきたいことがあるんですが、お店ではちょっと。
That doesn't sound good.
はあ、わかりました。
すみません。ではまた後で。
これ、新手のナンパって可能性はないかな。
Very funny. I'm glad you can still make jokes.
冗談でも言わないとやってられないだろう。なんか厄介事っぽいし。
Yeah, I agree. Well, no point in stressing ourselves out. Let's go sit down for now. After roughly 10 minutes have passed, the employee we spoke to comes jogging back to us.
すみません。お待たせしました。
いえ、それはいいですから。それよりも姉貴の話って何ですか？
連絡が取れないっておっしゃってましたよね。
はい。メッセージに既読はつくんですけど、返信や連絡はなくて。
本人に無断で言っちゃいけないのかもしれないですけど、連絡が取れないっていうのが心配で、塩山さんショックを受けているのかもしれませんから、
Oh, no.
ご家族の方は知ってた方がいいんじゃないかと思って。
This sounds like a private matter. Should I step away for a while?
待てって、こ の状況で俺を一人にするな。お前も姉貴に用事があるだろ。なら無関係じゃないって。続きをお願いします。姉貴は何か問題を起こしたんですか？
いえ、問題を起こしたわけではないんですが、
Oh.
オーナーと衝突してしまって。
地上のもつれじゃないですよね。
まさかオーナーは結婚してますし、塩山さんもそんな気持ちはかけらもなかったと思いますよ。むしろ折り合いは悪いぐらいでした。塩山さんはより美味しくなる提案をして、
Wow, that's so stupid.
オーナーの品縮を買って。
Her words were vague, but it's easy enough to picture what had happened. I imagine it was some sort of abuse of power going on. Given how that air in the store had frozen the moment Hiroto mentioned his sister's name, I think that all but confirms it.
決定的だったのはパティシエの大会です。塩山さんの実力なら大会でも活躍できたと思うんですが、店の名前も関係するからといってオーナーが出場を許さなくって、東京支店の人は出場してたのに我慢の限界だったのか、ついに塩山さんはお店を辞めました。塩山さんならどこでも働けるはずだったんですが。
まさか。
実際にオーナーが手を回してるかどうかは知らないんですが、
Sir, saying no place would hire her.
信憑性はともかくオーナーと揉めたくない人もいいですから。
That's crazy. Well, first and foremost, we should probably go check on her.
まあそうだな。まずは安否確認。すみません、教えてくれてありがとうございました。
いえ、お礼を言われるようなことではありませんから。むしろ何の力にもなれなかったので、それじゃ私はこれで失礼します。
はい、さすがにこれは予想してなかったな。どうしよう。
Why don't you inform your mom first?
それは後にするというか、まず姉貴の部屋に行ってみよう。今連絡しても不安になるだけだろうから。
Alright, well, let's go.
管理人の方はどうだった？
No luck. They can't open her door for us without her permission.
連絡が取れないからそっちに電話してるのに。
Well, they say we're better off contacting the police. I suppose I could ask Rokuro-san for help, seeing as he owns the apartment, but I'd rather not bother him if I can help it. For now, we should probably just follow the proper procedures. What do you want to do? Call the police?
最悪の場合はそうなるか。その時にはおかんにもいてもらうとして、しょうがない。とりあえず部屋に行ってみるか。弟がノックしながら呼びかければさすがに反応するかも。
I hope so. Hiroto's sister lives on floor above me. One floor above me. He walks in front of her door, which looks identical to mine, and gives it a bit of a rough knock.
姉貴、いるんだろ？俺だ、ヒロトだ。ここを開けろ。偽物じゃないぞ。早く開けろって。
Nothing. Maybe she's out? Hiroto places his ear to the door.
なんか物音がしてるような。誰かはいるっぽい。返信がないからおかんも心配してるぞ。とりあえずここを開けて顔を見せろ。開けないと警察を呼ぶことになるぞ。大ごとになってもいいのか？
He continues to call out to her, knocking persistently. At last, we got a response. The snick of her lock slide hung open. She's unlocked the door.
これって
She's telling us to come in,
入ってこいって
right?
ことだよな。
Probably.
よかった。ちゃんと生きてたか。
With a sigh of relief, he opens the door. What? The sight instantly takes my breath away. What'd she do? The room is full of butterflies. The glowing kind, like the one I saw outside my apartment this morning. How in the... It is only a single one that's appeared, like what happened when the landlady dropped by. The room is virtually festering with them.
昴生
Oh, it's nothing. One of the butterflies flits right past his face, but he doesn't even blink. They're invisible to him. But what the heck is going on here? Why are there so dang many in a room?
いるならもっと早く出てこいよ。
何？どうしたの急に。
連絡入れても返信が全然ないから心配で様子を見に来たんだよ。
そんな大げさに捉えなくても、わざわざ来なくても。
Sorry, I had to stop there. That's his sister? Why does she look like she's 10? Ain't no way that's his older sister, bro. What the freak? Okay, sorry, I'm done.
そういうのならせめて返信ぐらいよこせよ。結局大丈夫なんだな。
Oh, what the?
あんたに心配されるようなことは何もない。けどまあ、心配をかけたことは謝るよ。ごめん。
バカな。姉貴が謝った。平気か。そんな素直に謝るとか姉貴らしくないぞ。
申し訳ないと思ったから謝ったのに、その反応腹立つ。
Dang, she's
だって
mean.
すぐに逆ギレして俺のことを足毛にするじゃねえか。
そうだっけ？
そうだよ。
あんた、私に蹴ってほしいの？弟がド M とか普通に引くんだけど。
ちげえよ。仮に M だとしてもあんたに蹴られても全く何も嬉しくねえ。俺はただ心配してるだけだ。普段と様子が違うから。
ありがとう。けど平気。今はちょっとそういう気分じゃないってだけ。
そういう気分ってどういう気分？
なんていうか、今はちょっと怒るのにも疲れた。いろんなエネルギーがそこをついてる感じ。
やっぱ変だぞ、姉貴。
This isn't who she normally is?
全然違う。絶対にありえねえ。やっぱ精神的に来てんのかな。
She did say she's lacking energy. Maybe she's feeling depressed? Considering the events that had led to her quitting her job, I can fully understand why she wouldn't be feeling the greatest. But then, what about these butterflies? There are far too many in here for it to be mere coincidence. Could they be related to her mood in some way? Perhaps she's absorbing them into her soul, like what happened to me? Forget it. I'm not going to come up with any answers myself. I need to consult Akizuke-san. She seems exhausted. Maybe have her go back home with you and stay there for a bit. It'd probably do her more good than being here alone. And I'm sure your parents want to see her too.
そうだな。仕事のこともあるし、一度カンや音を交えて話をした方がいいかも。こんなに覇気のない姉貴。初め
I
て
thought she killed herself or something.
お
Damn,
か
I
ん
was a
に
little
電話する
scared.
から姉貴を見ててくれるか。
Sure. Hiroto steps back out into the entryway and pulls out his phone, which is me and his sister face to face.
何？
Hi, I'm Takamine Kuse. Me and your brother share the same major at college, and I live on the floor below you.
ああ、うん。一度会ったことがあったね。
Yeah, we met once. Are you doing alright, by the way?
何が？
You seem kind of down.
そんな風に見える？自分じゃよくわからないけど、心配してくれてありがとう。
You're welcome. Out of curiosity, you aren't keeping all these butterflies as pets, are you?
超？
Sorry, just ignore that.
悪い。姉貴は俺が連れて帰るよ。
So the sister can't see him. Want me to walk with you guys part of the way?
いや、平気だ。タクシー使うから。おかんが払うから、とにかく連れてこいって言われたよ。おいこら、家に戻るぞ。準備しろ。
はあ？なんで家に戻らなきゃいけないわけ？
おかんが呼んでる。ついでに実家で少しゆっくりしろ。
実家でゆっくりか。ああ、それもいいかも。寝てるだけで料理も洗濯も掃除も終わってる生活。社会に出るとそのありがたみを深く感じるよ。
そのありがたみを確かめるためにも 家に一度戻るぞ。
わかった。
今日は悪かったな。こんなことになって。
Oh, no, I don't mind.
じゃあまたな。
Yeah, see you. The door closes after Hiroto climbs in and the cab drives off. After it disappears from view, I look back up at the apartment building again. As I do so, I see a twinkle of light shimmering outside Shiyoyama-san's window, a butterfly. Perhaps the butterfly I saw this morning came from her room too? Most likely. I've never seen so many in one place before. Or maybe I've just never noticed. It's possible that I'm the one attracting them. Though, that's something I'd rather not consider. If that's really the case, then I might as well forget about getting a girlfriend. Because anyone who gets close to me will only end up suffering. Dang, that's sad. After parting ways with Hiroto, I immediately head to the cafe. Brooding over this on my own won't get me anywhere. I need to speak to those with more knowledge on the matter. Are you here, Mikado?
どうした？何か用か？
A deep, husky voice greets me as I enter the door. I need to talk to you. Yuena Kizuki-san.
店とは違うことか。わかった。カンナも呼ぼう。
Once the both of them were present, I immediately explained the sight I'd seen. A young woman who'd become so drained of her spirit that even her family was baffled, and her apartment full of glowing butterflies. After hearing my story, Akizuki-san and Mikado furrowed their brows and let out a low sigh. Sorry.
そんなことが。
蝶が集まっていた場所から話すことには意味がある。
That's a relief.
とはいえ、一定の場所にいてはいずれまた蝶は集まってしまうだろうが、しばらくは大丈夫だろう。
Is there a chance that she was absorbing the butterflies into her soul? Kind of like I was?
いえ、高峰さんの時とは少し事情が違います。必要がないと思って説明を省いていましたが、蝶々が及ぼす影響には2種類あるんです。一つは高峰さんの時のように蝶々を自分の魂に取り込んで肥大化する場合、もう一つは自分の魂が蝶々の思念に染められる場合です。
Wow. What does that mean exactly?
お前の場合は幸せを望む強い気持ちが蝶を取り込んだ。いわばお前の魂に蝶が染まったことになる。その娘はそれとは逆だ。魂が弱って蝶の気持ちに染められたのだ。
本来蝶々に人の魂を染め上げるような強い力はありません。ですが元から気落ちしている人は別です。よりマイナス方面に引っ張られる可能性があって、最悪の場合蝶々に同調して生きることすらも諦めてしまいかねません。大家さんはこちらの場合のかなり初期の段階です。
Wait, so if there were that many butterflies in Shiyoyama-san's room, does that mean she's already beyond saving?
落ち着け。気だるげではあったが反応があって会話も成立していたんだろう。
Yeah.
ならばまだ時間はある。すべてを諦めた者は、
Okay, that's good.
もはや会話も成り
Not that she almost died, but that
魂
she's
が受け
talking.
入れたマイナスの気持ちが肉体にも波及してしまうからな。
一時的に気分が落ち込んでいるだけで、死神が何もしなくてもやる気を取り戻す可能性も十分にあります。
So, we can just wait and see how it plays out for now?
話を聞く限りでは今のところは。
聖者の魂に死者の魂のかけらが及ぼす影響は微々たるものだ。今は一人ではなく周りに家族もいるのだろう。会話やコミュニケーションを取れば
That's good.
その影響はより小さくなる。今後の変化を見てからでも対応は遅くない。
危険なのは全てに執着しなくなって話しかけてもまともな反応が返ってこなくなった時です。
That sounds sad. Couldn't you just slash them with your scythe like you did to me?
衰弱した魂を元に戻すことはできません。死神の鎌はあくまで回収するためのものですから、必要なのは立ち直るためのショックといいますか、きっかけといいますか、本人の魂を揺さぶり再び執着を抱かせるような強い感情や思いが必要です。
Speaking of which, is it possible that I'm the one attracting all those butterflies around Shiyoyama-san? I do live in the same apartment building as her.
それはない。
Are you sure? You don't have to lie to spare my feelings.
信じろ。そんな重要なことを隠したりはしな
I
い。
believe him.
そもそもお前の魂は近づいてきた蝶を取り込むんだ。周囲に影響を及ぼすことはない。
Well, that's a relief. Thank God it's not affecting the people around me.
とにかく今は目先の問題を解決させましょう。
あっちこっちに問題を抱えたままでは身動きが取れなくなる。
Alright, I'll try to keep up with Yoshiyama-san and ask her family how she's doing. In the meantime, let's focus on the cafe.
そうですね。頑張らないと。
So, I've been giving it some thought.
聞かせて。
Once Shiki-san arrives, we'll resume our discussion about the cafe's design. Firstly, I think we need to increase the lighting in here. Secondly, a few more menu items wouldn't hurt either. It's fun to have options to choose from, and it encourages customers to visit again and to try something new. It also gives people something to talk if they order different items.
分け合い。噂には聞いたことある。
I know you say you don't go drinking, but I didn't know you'd never been to a restaurant with anyone before.
ぼっちですけど何か文句あります？
Not at all. Honestly, I can very much relate. What about you, Akizuki-san?
死神ですからゆっくりお茶するような人付き合いはなくてすみません。
Man, everyone's here a loner, huh?
高峰くんも含めてね。
Anyway, back to what I was saying. I also think we should reconsider our staff configuration.
と言いますと？
Well, for instance, I think you're very pretty, Akizuki-san, and you have a very lovely smile.
はい、それはどうもありがとうございます。
Shooting shots at everyone?
で、もしかして口説こうとしてます？
No, not at all. What do you mean?
嬉しかったですけど、いくらなんでもそんな一言
What?
だほど私はちょろくはありませんから。あしからず。
Dang it! You don't have to make it sound so vulgar. Oh no. And I'm not hitting on you.
なんだ、それは残念。
What do you mean that's too
で
bad?
もだったら一体どういうおつもりですか？
Wait. Hold on. Oh, sorry. It's just the thing was you saw it. It was leaving full screen. I don't like that. Let's go back. Sorry, guys.
でもだったら一体どういうおつもりですか？
Well, a pretty girl like you serving customers is going to turn a lot more heads than a guy like me. I think you'd be better suited working as a waitress and a cook. Unless something goes terribly wrong, I can handle the food preparations instead.
そういうことですか。はあ、びっくりした。
What do you mean by that? That being said, I can't be manning the kitchen full time either, so we're going to need to hire another cook. That means we need to finalize our recipes and create a training manual.
じゃあまずはメニューを確定させないと。
Right, I was thinking parfaits. They're easy to top with strawberries and other fruits, and they don't take much practice to make consistently. What do you guys think?
パフェ作れるの？
There's not much to it. All you really have to do is assemble the ingredients and serve. It's simpler than you think.
へえ、そうなんだ。あ、思ったんだけど、オムライスは薄焼きの他に半熟のタイプも追加するのはどう？
That should be doable. If I can't, though, I guess I'll just practice till I get it. I'm the one who suggested I work in the kitchen, so I have a responsibility. This isn't the time to be making excuses. But first, I have to get it as good as making omelet rice as Akizuki-san.
高峰さんなら大丈夫です。すぐに作れるようになります。
No pressure, eh? Well, I'll do my best.
よろしくお願いしますね。
Also, as far as dishes, I can't make goes. What about
自信
pasta?
があるんですか？
It's more of a question of difficulty rather than confidence. Since we're going to be serving it to customers, I'm gonna need a lot of practice regardless. But I think I can do it. And if we're going with tomato-based pasta or carbonara, we'll be able to reuse a lot of the same
それがで
ingredients.
きれば助かるけど、大丈夫？
No.
一気に増やすことになるけど。
I guess that depends on how perfect you're willing to make them, but the cafe's success hinges on that. We should give it a try before we go making excuses.
ありがとう。
Anyway, our more important item, of course, will be the pancakes. Since our target customers are mainly going to be women, we should prioritize making them good as much as possible. The pancakes I had at that trendy cafe yesterday were unquestionably delicious. But according to Nozomi, that level of quality is actually considered fairly average. What? I fully understand her reservation about making her own now. That's why I was hoping Hiroto's sister could help us out instead. But as it turns out, she has her own problems to deal with. Well, I suppose things don't always work out the way you want. I'm still trying to figure out things on that end. But for now, let's talk about what we can do ourselves.
はい。
So far, I've already found one potential new worker. Her name is Sumizome Nozomi, and she's a childhood friend of mine. I've known her ever since we were kids, so I can vouch for her character.
高峰くんの幼なじみ？
Yeah,
そっか。それなら人柄の心配はなさそう。何せ子供の頃からずっと高峰くんと付き合ってきてるんだから。
right? I'm sure you'll get along with her.
そこを認めていくんですね。
I'm trying to be more positive, a more positive person.
そういうのポジティブって言うのかな。
Personally, I wouldn't let that slide.
嫌いではありませんけどね。そういうスタンスも。
Nozomi's a cheery girl with a big smile. She's thoughtful and considerate, and she knows how to cook too. Plus, she's a coffee drinker herself. She's pretty smart too, so she could have no trouble learning how to brew different coffee and tea. Probably. She won't be able to take too many shifts since she's still in school, but I think she'll be a valuable addition to the team nonetheless.
そこまで推薦するならほぼ決まりでいいかも。さすがに決定に関しては本人と会う必要はあるけど。
I've done all I can. The rest is up to Nozomi. No, I don't think there's any concern. I don't think there's any concern. I'm confident she could ace an interview at any company, let alone an interview for a part-time job at a cafe. She's a people person, after all.
失礼しま
Oh, look at that.
はい。大変申し訳ありません。まだオープンしていないんですが。おお、綺麗なメイドさんだ。いえ、ごめんなさい。客じゃないんです。表の張り紙を見て応募させてもらえたらと。表の張り紙っていうとアルバイトの？はい、私日内田にメイと言います。アルバイトは初めてなんですけど、一生懸命頑張ります。よろしくお願いします。
I like that confidence.
あれ、募集してるんですよね。ごめんなさい。まさか昨日の今日で来てくれるとは思ってなかったから。来てくれてありがとう。じゃあ面接を。今から時間ある？はい、もちろん暇してます。よろしくお願いします。すみません、この後なんですが、私はちょっと用事があるので外に出てきます。ですから申し訳ありませんが、夏目さんにお任せしてもいいですか？わかった。じゃあ私と高峰くんで。
Me? What kind of errand?
その部屋に集まっていた蝶々を捕まえてきます。放置しているとそのまま高峰さんの部屋に移動してくる心配もありますしね。
Ah, sorry for the trouble.
いえいえ、これも死神のお仕事ですから。
But, how are you gonna get in? Her door's locked.
そこは問題ありません。ピッキングは得意です。ジョークですってば。空き巣とは違いますよ。私は死神ですからね。そこら辺の心配は無用です。では行ってきますね。
Alright, see you later. After waving goodbye to Akizuki-san, we sit down to begin the interview.
それじゃあ早速始めさせてもらいます。はい、よろしくお願いします。こういうの聞く側に回るの初めてだから緊張するな。
Yeah, same here.
ごめんなさい。それでは改めて自己紹介をお願いします。名前は日内谷芽衣です。今までにアルバイトの経験はありません。基本的には土日も平気です。はじめまして、四季夏目です。その制服牧畑よね。はい、牧畑女学院2年 A 組、出席番号は29番です。懐かしい。私も通ってたから。
Wow, she's a lot younger. Oh, you went to an all-girls school, Shiki-san? I can totally see that. You must have been pretty popular back in those days, especially with your underclassmen.
なんでそう思うの？
Don't know. You just seem like the sort of person younger girls would look up to.
まあ、バレンタインの日には下の子たちからチョコをもらうこともあったけど。
Nothing sweeter than that youthful romance in all-girls school.
そういうお嬢様は妄想の中だけ。真相の令状という雰囲気とは違うかもしれませんね。
It's not?
教室結構汚いし、雨の日はタイツとか靴下とか干したりもしますから。
Well, I mean, you girls might catch a cold otherwise, so that's understandable.
暑い時はパンティ気にせずスカートで仰ぐし、廊下を下着姿で走る子もいるし。
What? Dang. Now that's something I'd like to see. So you're telling me the girls there never, like, get really touchy-feely with each other? That's what everyone says all girls schools are like.
人と状況によってなくはないけど、ほら、人の肌を気にする前に自分の日焼け止め塗るのに忙しいから。そういうのあってもおっさんなノリが多いかもですね。恥じらいとかではなく、あとフラホック外し選手権とかやってる子いたな、そういうの。
Well, I'm sure the sort of conversations they have are cute and girly, at least.
教室の中にあるものでどっちが攻めでどっちが受けとか言ってた。机と椅子とか黒板とチョークなんかは定番ですよね。
Surely not all girls schools are like that. The school I went to, Shirotaki Academy, is a co-ed institution. It's the same school Nozomi currently goes to, and even they were more respectable than this.
お嬢様じゃないのは私もですから、文句なんて言えませんけど。
I gotta say, you're a very friendly person, Hyuchidani-san. Really easy to talk to.
ありがとうございます。それだけが取り柄だって親にも言われます。うるさいって言われることもあるので、気をつけなきゃとは思っているんですよ、これでも。私はそのままでいいと思うけど、日内谷さんの笑顔は周りも明るくしてくれそうな笑顔だから。なんだか照れますね。ありがとうございます。あ、日内谷って言いづらくないですか？
Yes.
自己紹介
It is. It is. It
で
is.
自分の名字を噛んだりするんですよね。もしなんだったらメイって呼んでく
Yeah,
だ
that's
さい
definitely
ね。
way easier. Alright, Mei-chan?
なんでどもるの？気持ち悪い。
Lay off. It's hard enough addressing a girl by name, let alone by her first name. I might call Nozomi by her first name, but that's only because we've known each other forever.
名前で呼ぶだけなんですから、そこまで緊張しなくても別に呼び捨てにしてもらっても構いませんよ。
Mei.
だからキモい。
How am I being a creep?
名字の方が呼びやすければそのままでも。何にせよ。
Can we just say
気軽に
Mei,
呼んでく
please?
ださい。
No. Thanks. I think I'll stick with Hyuchidani-san until I get used to it. I wouldn't want to sound like a creep after all.
わかりました。
Actually, I don't think I've introduced myself yet. I'm Takamine Kuse. I'm a junior at Hitotsubishi
私も改めて
University.
四季夏目。同じく一つ星大学の3年。呼
Hitotsuboshi.
び方は
Oops, it's a tough word.
名前でも構わないから。
Same for me. Whatever works for you.
なら夏目先輩と昴生先輩で。
You're using senpai for me too?
だってこのお店の先輩ですから。
I guess that's true. Not that I really have a problem with it. Honestly, well, whatever. Let's go with that.
はい。それでどうしてこの店で働こうと？そこの道を登下校で使ってるんですけど、昨日アルバイト募集の張り紙を見て、家も近いしカフェでアルバイトっていうのもいいかなと思ったん
It
で
does
すけど。
sound fun. Glad I'm the only one
も
that
っと
thinks
ちゃ
so.
んとした理由が必要ですか？基本的な質問をしてみただけだから気にしないで。正直に答えてくれればいいから。わかりました。ありがとうございます。
So you live in this area, Hyuchidani-san?
そうですね。歩いて5分くらい？学院には表の道を通って駅まで行って、そこから電車です。 だから働きやすいかなって。
If I recall, MacLeod is about 15 minutes away by train. Is that right?
はい。あ、なので平日は夕方ぐらいからしか来れないと思いますけど。
そこら辺のシフトは後々話し合うから、今は気にしないで平気。
わかりました。
But wait, can you cook?
いやー、料理は苦手です。すみません。調理実習の授業はありましたけど、同じ班の子に危ないから包丁を持つなって言われちゃうぐらいで、キッチンにも入れないとダメですか？
シフトにも影響することだから確認をしただけ。あ、フロア担当だとしてもコーヒーと紅茶の入れ方は覚えてほしいけど。
On that note, are you a big tea drinker?
はい、好きですよ、午前の紅茶。
Oh,
ダメですか？紅茶家臣の方が良かったですか？
you're fine. I prefer gozen no kocha myself, anyway.
仲間ですね。
そういうことじゃないんだけど、その知識もないってことね。
What about coffee?
実はコーヒーは飲んだことなくって。
Not even once?
いやー、なんか苦いってよく聞くじゃないですか。苦いのダメなんですよ。実はゴーヤとかも苦手で、だからなかなか踏ん切りがつかないんですよね。残すともったいないし。
わかる。コーヒーとかゴーヤとかピーマンとか苦いのが美味しい方が変でしょ。
I think that's almost blasphemy coming from someone who works at a cafe.
あ、私ピーマンは平気です。肉詰め美味しいですよね。
You don't like green peppers?
うるさいな。だいたいお子様舌とかよく言うけど、未来の数が多くて味に対して敏感なだけなんだから。調べたことはないけど。
Okay, I was only asking.
ならそのニヤついた顔をやめて。ぬかっ腹が立つ。
Am I smirking? I honestly can't tell.
なんだか楽しそうな職場ですね。
いらぬ恥をかいた。くそ。
Let's move on to the next question. Do you visit cafes very often?
ネカフェなら
Okay. What is your favorite noodle dish?
ラーメンです。
I like ramen too.
好きな麺類ってラーメンぐらいしか思いつかなかったので。
Her laugh. Now I get it. This girl's as pure, genuine, and cheerful as they come. She's probably the type of girl who has zero interest in her class social cliques, but nobody minds because that's just how she is.
こんな私じゃやっぱりダメですか？雰囲気が違いますかね。
I wouldn't say that, but while we're on the topic, how would you describe the atmosphere in here?
落ち着いた大人な雰囲気ですかね。制服で来ない方が良かったかもって、ちょっと逃げようかと思いました。
そっか。やっぱりそこから変えた方がいいのかな。
The thing is, we're looking to hire someone to be part of our opening staff, but actually, we're still at the preparation stage. And before we open for business, we're planning to overhaul the vibe of the cafe.
その時には火打ち谷さんみたいな明るい笑顔が必要になると思う。
なんか照れますね。あれ、それってつまり雇ってもらえるってことですか？
もしかしたらオープンさせられない可能性もないわけではないんだけど、それでもよければぜひ協力をしてほしいと思ってる。
Yes, sir.
やったー！ありがとうございます。
さっき言った通りオープンできるならって条件がついちゃうけど。
平気です。よろしくお願いします。もし何かお手伝いできることがあったらどしどし言ってくださいね。
ありがとう。
There is something, actually.
はい。
This is just for personal references, so feel free to answer as candidly as you like. In your opinion, what do you think we should do to make the place more appealing and welcoming?
そうですね。正直夏目先輩は美人で素敵で大人っぽくって憧れます。
そう
でも美人すぎて緊張すると言いますか、 美人のメイドさんがいる専門店っぽい気がしちゃって、
Dang.
そこら辺に私は圧を感じましたかね。
原因は私なんだ。
あ、いえ、そんなつもりで言ったわけではないですよ。
Why don't you try welcoming us into the cafe just as a test?
いらっしゃいませ。
Hmm.
何？
You certainly are pretty.
からかってる？
No, I'm serious. Though I think you could try smiling more.
笑えてない？
You definitely were, but it was more of a mature, cool beauty kind of smile.
そう、それですそれ。
I think a brighter, more cheery smile would make you come across as more welcoming. Could you give her an example, Yuchidani-san?
いらっしゃいませみたいな。改めて言うと思ったよりも恥ずかしいですねこれ。
Oh, that's perfect.
ちゃんとできてます？
Perfect. No complaints.
よかった。ありがとうございます。
納得した。
Maybe try focusing on your smile a bit more.
スマイル。いらっしゃいませ。
That
何その反応。
was way too stiff.
そんなつもりはないんだけど。
It's got to be softer, sweeter. Raise the corners of your mouth higher.
いらっしゃいませ。
She looks so
だとは思うんですけ
constipated.
ど。
言わなくていい。できてないのは自分でも分かってるから。
I'm
笑
dead.
わなきゃって意識すると逆に難しくて。
Well, it isn't a natural smile for you. Usually you smile like some sort of model.
それはそれでとっても魅力的なんですけどね。
いらっしゃいませ。
You just need more practice, as do I, in the kitchen. That was so bad. After the interview, we continued talking about our plans for the cafe. And before we knew it, the sky outside had grown dark and night had fallen. Oh!
高峰さん、お帰りですか？
Yeah. How'd it go with the butterflies?
滞りなく捕まえることができました。
That's good. By the way, what do you do with all these souls once you collect them?
それはそうですね。ちょっと私とデートしませんか？
sir. What? A date?
はい、デート。少し顔が赤いですよ。もしかして照れちゃってます？
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
可愛いところがありますよね。
Dang, dude. Yeah. Keep laughing at that virgin.
気にしすぎですってば。それに童貞臭いとしても今回はいい童貞臭さ
I'm
で
just gonna get bullied for being
可
a
愛い
virgin
童
this entire
貞っぽ
series.
さです。
Is that supposed to be a compliment? Because I feel like I'm being made fun of.
少なくともけなしてはいませんよ。それじゃあ二人きりのデートに向かいましょうか。
What is this place?
私とカッカが間借りしている部屋です。
You two live here? The room is scarcely furnished and hardly feels like a living space. Those are my first impressions.
一時的に拠点としているだけですから。
Okay. Speaking of, where is His Excellency?
猫の会合にでも出てるんだと思います。
That's a thing?
でも勘違いしないでください。デートで部屋にあげたからって妙な下心は持たないでくださいね。違いますか
We're
ら
talking
ね。
about the cat. I know, but But then why did you bring me here?
なるべく念のために人目を避けておきたかったんです。
With that, she reaches in her pocket and pulls out a strange object. Is that a lantern? The smallish object looks vaguely familiar.
カッカが腰からぶら下げていたものです。死神の鎌を使って回収した魂はこのランタンにとどまることになります。そしてある程度集まったところで神のもとへ帰ってもらいます。
The lantern placed near the windowsill begins to glow. The source of the light is the butterflies fluttering about inside the globe. They continue to shine even brighter, illuminating our surroundings. Eventually, the butterfly begins to escape along with the light. The butterflies, my bad. We're just gonna set them free. Alright. They almost seem to blend into the moonlight. Countless butterflies climb up into the night sky, traveling towards the moon. Whoa, that's sick. but her skirt. I nearly gasped aloud. This wasn't a bright firework display or a beautiful nighttime view, but there was something magical about this scene, nonetheless. This is a sick image. Perhaps Akizuki-san's presence added to it. All I can do is stand there and stare. It's beautiful, though. I'm not sure if that's an appropriate thing to say.
どうしてですか？
Well, aren't those people's souls? Feels a little disrespectful.
私は不謹慎ではないと思いますよ。現世を漂ったままではいずれ消滅してしまいます。ですが、神様のもとへ帰ることで新たな役目が与えられるんです。いわば新たな門出ですからね。
I'm gonna stop it right there so I can take a screenshot. Hold on 1 second. Oh, the music is awesome too. I guess that's one way to think about it.
まあ、ごくまれに蝶を取り込んでしまう人もいるわけですが。
Sorry.
いいえ、それも消滅から魂を救っているんです。ある意味では人助けと言えます。だからそんな風には考えなくていいんですよ。
The music also gives me chills with this image. I don't know why, but I saved too many people, and now God is on the verge of deleting me from
確
existence.
かに笑えない事態ですね。
Says the one laughing.
すみません。でもこれはそれぐらい安心しているってことです。高峰さんなら心から望む幸せを手に入れられますよ。絶対。
I hope so.
その頃にはきっと童貞だって卒業できてます。
I sincerely hope so too. But you really don't have to bring up my virginity at every given opportunity.
すみません。でも冗談で言ってるわけでもありません。高峰さんならすぐに魅力あふれる人間になれます。私が保証します。
Well, thanks.
はい。
It's hard to tell if she's serious or not, but there's just something so captivating about the enigmatic smile of hers. It's a curious expression, one both slightly childish yet strangely mature. For some reason, it causes me to feel bashful, like I'm being patted on the head by a woman a few years older than me. Thank you for asking me to work at the cafe with you. All my life, I can't remember being the center of an event, let alone actively engaging in it. Even during school festivals, I'd only just do what I was told, and nothing more. But I'm finding that being proactive is a lot more fun than I thought.
無理やり巻き込んだようなものですから、内心は怒っているんじゃないかと。実はヒヤヒヤしてました。でも、そう言ってもらえて安心しました。よかった。
Still, I don't think I can afford to relax and focus on having fun. After all, the cafe isn't going to survive if I simply treat it like a school festival.
お客さんを笑顔にするためには、自分が楽しむのも重要なことですよ。
I guess that's true.
とはいえ、かくいう私にも余裕はないんですけど、ウェイトレスの仕事なんてできるかどうか、ちょっと心配です。
You'll do great, Akizuki-san. I guarantee it.
卑怯ですよ。そんな言い方をされたら私だけできませんとは言えないじゃないですか。
That's the point. We can't have you of all people doubting yourself now.
わかりました。頑張ってみます。
Don't worry. I meant everything I said this afternoon. The fact that you're pretty, that you have a very lovely smile, all of it. So you've got nothing to worry about it.
やっぱり口説こうとしてますか？そりゃデートとか言い出したのは私ですけど筆下ろしはしませんよ。
I didn't ask you to.
初めてっていうのはですね、一生の思い出になるものですから、勢いだけではなく互いの愛と愛を合わせて幸せで。
Facts. Don't you mean on a physical level? Well, whatever. We're getting off topic. The only thing I want you to do for me is be a servant instead of a cook.
そうですか。
I feel bad about it, but I know you'll do a great job.
悪いって何がですか？
Well, you put a lot of effort into perfecting that omelet rice, didn't you? I feel like all that hard work is going to waste because I want you to be a waitress instead. Not that it was a complete waste of time, but still.
ああ、なるほど。そういう見方もできなくはないですけど、気にしないでください。私のことなら平気です。
I couldn't see a hint of blame in Akizuki-san's smile.
私が努力した分は高峰さんにも頑張ってもらいますから。
I'll do my best to match the level of your cooking.
それじゃあダメですね。 再現じゃなく、私の味を超えてもらうぐらいでないと。
Well, I'll try.
早速練習してみましょうか。
Sounds like a plan.
はい。カフェステラと死神
That
の
was
ショー。
such a cool scene. I don't know, something about it, dude. That was awesome. Wow. Well, we're gonna end it there. Wow. Okay. This episode was pretty wild. Like, I know the past 2 episodes I've been talking about how it hasn't been anything too crazy, but I think this episode was really, really cool. Like, that scene, like, it literally gave me chills. Like, the vibe to it, the music, the conversation they had. I really, really, really liked that. It was, I don't know how to describe it, but it made me feel some type of way. It was really cool. And they really had me a little worried with the whole Hiroto's sister. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, did she really do something bad? But it was a really nice episode. I really liked this one. Definitely a lot more eventful, 100%. And I don't know where to start. What I really like about this is that it's not predictable at all, for me at least. Like, I don't know what to expect at all, and I really appreciate that, because there's sometimes series that you watch and you're like, oh, I call this, or this is gonna happen, or I think this is gonna happen, and it happens. But with this story, I don't know what to expect, and I really, really like that. And I really like how you're kind of getting like a piece of all the characters. You know, it's really cool to see. I really like how the story is unfolding and their development, and seeing Kusei, you know, like getting his crap together, you know, talking about how, you know, he's never done anything like this, as to, you know, like basically being one of the leaders. You know, he was always the follower, and now he's now leading. You know what I mean? Not exactly leading, but like he's definitely more involved compared to before, like he said. And it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see everything. But I really enjoyed this episode. This episode was really, really good. I mean, I've been enjoying all the episodes, but I really like this one too, obviously. I mean, all of them. I've been liking all of them, but I hope y'all enjoyed this one as much as I did too, because it was a cool episode. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button for you guys. And while you're at it, tell all your homies about this, about me, about your boy, about this video, everything. Share it right now. Like it if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. Do it all right now. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it greatly. It was a pretty long episode, but I think it was worth it. It was pretty worth it. For a sec, I thought I was playing the next part. I was a little worried. I was like, but it's cool. It's cool. It's really, really cool. And I really like the new character. She seems really cool. Like, very nice. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, fellas.